Dr. Anupam Sibal, Vice President of GAPIO, Padma Shri Dr. Sudeep Parekh, Joint Secretary, who gave introduction about me, Dr. Naresh Parekh, AAPA President, Dr. Sanku Rao, past President of GAPIO, Mr. Neil Simon, President of American University of Antigua, Dr. Samuel Lebron, distinguished invitees, distinguished faculty members and students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Thank you for correcting. I thought I should say good morning. Dr. Anupam Sibal, Vice President of GAPIO, gave an excellent presentation about the legend called India. Definitely, I am a proud Indian, and many of you are too proud Indians. But I would like to say, and I would not to leave the rest of people who are not Indians. We have a famous adage in Sanskrit, and it says, the whole world is one. In Sanskrit it is called Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So I am also proud citizen of the globe. Dr. Anupam Sibal just now talked about the world's tallest statue of Sardar Patel. I thought I will tell you, tomorrow in Guyana, we are going to inaugurate monuments depicting the arrival of Indians in Guyana. And that's how, I have to rush back to Guyana today itself. And that statue, we have 6 statues depicting the arrival of Indians in Guyana. That is going to be inaugurated tomorrow. And that statue, those statues have also been sculpted by the same sculptor, the famous sculptor in India, Ram Sud. At the outset, I would like to state that I'm immensely pleased to be the part of the inauguration of the 9th Mid-Year Conference, GAPIO Conference, which is being held in the campus of this prestigious Manipal University run American University of Antigua. I am pleased because this conference is being held in the American University of Antigua, which I hold dear to my heart as High Commissioner accredited to Antigua Barbuda, and this university being the jewel in the crown of India in the Caribbean region as far as medical education is concerned. On the other hand, myself being an engineer, as introduced by Dr. Parekh, I consider the profession of doctor is a noble one, as you doctors deal with precious human beings while we engineers deal with machines. I intend to share an interesting conversation between an engineer and doctor in this context. An engineer was removing the engine parts of his motorcycle. The engineer saw a famous heart surgeon stop by at his residence, and the engineer smartly wanted to take a dig at the doctor out of jealousy. The engineer said, "Doctor, look at this engine. I opened its heart, took the valves out, repaired and put them back. So why do I get such a small salary? Whereas you as a doctor get huge sums." The doctor thought for a moment, then smiled at the engineer and came close to the engineer's ear and said, "My friend, try the same when the engine is running." That's what doctor's profession is. Hence, I am happy to be amongst the world's best doctors from the Indian community today. Today, there are about 32 million strong global Indian diaspora, which includes non-resident Indians and the people of Indian origin who have acquired foreign citizenship. India is always proud of its diaspora. Indian diaspora members are known for their professionalism, hard work, discipline, and their law-abiding nature. Wherever they went, they become model citizens. And in some countries, Indian diaspora is the most preferred expatriate community. I may confidently say that the global Indians have become a brand to reckon with and carved a niche for themselves. As per the statistics available, there are about 1.2 million global Indian diaspora doctors. But it is not just about numbers. They play a great role in the country of their abode. We are proud to say that in the most developed countries, such as the United States of America and the United Kingdom, Indian doctors are considered a brand, and 10 to 30% of practicing doctors in USA, UK, Canada and Australia are proud Indians. Their domination in the medical profession in the West is not by fluke or by luck, but by their sheer hard work, application of knowledge and wisdom, and above all, their passion about their profession. A Harvard study says, and it is happy to note, that patients treated by Indians in the United States of America have a lower death rate. Also, I was told, American Association of Physicians of Indian origin is as big as, or even bigger than the American Medical Association. We Indians should be proud of Dr. Vivek Murthy, who was appointed as the youngest Surgeon General in 2014 to 17 in the history of United States of America. It's always impressive to look at what GAPIO does. Although the previous speakers talked about the contribution of GAPIO to the world society. Its vision of improving health worldwide by reducing the inequalities in health, what we diplomats call bringing down the global health divide, is a noble one. After conceiving the idea of GAPIO in 2009 and constituting the association in 2011, it has certainly come a long way to play an important role, not only in just bringing or connecting the 1.2 million physicians of Indian origin working globally, but more importantly, by being the vital force in the development of Indian health sector. I may say that this year's conference focus on lifestyle-related diseases such as cardiovascular ailments, obesity, and diabetes is most appropriate, in line with the largest killer diseases listed by World Health Organization. Further, it is timely that the conference highlights include the importance of application of artificial intelligence in modern healthcare, looking back Vedic wisdom, and bridging the divide by reaching the unreached. No doubt, artificial intelligence is poised to become a transformational force in modern health with enormous savings and also number of advantages over traditional analytics and clinical decision-making techniques, apart from aiding robo-assisted surgery and virtual nursing. You all know the latest Indian National Health Policy, in abbreviation we call NHP, which came into existence in 2017, is primarily to prioritize the role of government in shaping health system in all its dimensions, such as investments in health, delivery of healthcare, prevention of diseases, promotion of good health, strengthening regulations, implementing health insurance, etc. The National Health Policy builds on the progress made on such policies made earlier in 1983 and in 2002. The latest health policy recognizes the pivotal importance of the UN coordinated program of the Sustainable Development Goals for the period 2015 to 30, and the NHP lays focus particularly on one of the 17 goals, namely ensuring healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. As you know, the NHP 2017 recommends raising public health expenditure to 2.5% of the GDP from the present 1.1% in a time-bound manner, and in the next 4 years, and to the level of 5% in the following 5 years. NHP 2017 also stresses allocating a major portion of it to primary health care. The policy also aims at reorienting public hospitals, closing gaps in infrastructure and human resources and their skills, and urban health care. The policy also aims at strengthening existing medical colleges and converting district hospitals into new medical colleges. Apart from these initiatives, the NHP has also helped to introduce the world's largest government-funded health insurance called Ayushman Bharat, which will cover over 500 million poor and vulnerable beneficiaries with a cover of rupees 5 lakhs or about $7,250 per family. The Government of India has also launched Mission Indradhanush with an aim to cover 90% of the people under the immunization scheme. Keeping in mind the digital revolution in the country, Government of India has also started investing in development of telemedicine to cover remote areas as well. When we look at the healthcare industry in India, it is experiencing tremendous growth. The healthcare market is poised for a threefold growth and is expected to reach $280 billion by 2022. With the significant scope of enhancing the spending as a percentage of GDP, the healthcare market is likely to get a quantum jump further in the coming years. Further, India is experiencing 22 to 25% growth in medical tourism, and this industry is expected to double every 2 years. In spite of all the problems that India is facing in delivering healthcare to its nearly 1.3 billion citizens, India has earned the reputation of emerging as a pharmacy to the world. India can also become the health provider to the world soon. This transformation can possibly happen only with the full support of GAPIO community in bringing the modern technology and its valuable experience in the medical field to its motherland, India. Yes, to say bluntly, there is a need for a reversal of brain drain of yesteryears to brain gain in future on a much larger scale than today. Needless to say, Indian doctors have not forgotten their ancestral land. There has been a growing evidence of diaspora medical entrepreneurship in India in the recent years. Few such classic examples are establishment of Apollo hospitals in different parts of the country by Dr. Pradap C. Reddy, Narayana Hridayalaya Hospital by Dr. Devi Sethi, NRA Academy of Sciences by Dr. Subbarao, Medanta Medicity by Dr. Naresh Trehan, and by few businessmen who have established Fortis Hospital and Max Healthcare. And these are only to name a few. These diaspora medical practitioners have simply revolutionized the medical care in India. Of late, the Indian healthcare industry is moving towards establishing single specialty hospitals and clinics having seen success in categories such as eye care and dental care, etc. Now categories such as fertility, maternity and oncology are making fast progress. Another trend of budget hospitals have become popular in the demographics of particularly South India, with the majority of India's population falling under the lower and middle income categories. Unlike the IT industry, I'm trying to make a comparison between the IT industry and the medical fraternity globally, because we always talk about IT industry. Unlike IT industry where the role of knowledge transfer in the form of mentorship, the healthcare sector requires more direct participation of the medical diaspora. Today, Indian hospitals can boast of high quality medical procedures compared to the treatments offered by West at 1/10 of the cost. Some such procedures may include cardiac bypass, angioplasty, bone marrow transplant, eye surgery, hip replacement, hip resurfacing, spinal procedures, etc. India is also known for its exclusivity in providing specific holistic treatments through ancient Indian treatment of Ayurveda. India has emerged as top destination for medical tourism primarily due to the commitment of Indian medical diaspora like you, and I would like to congratulate and commend you for your yeoman service to the motherland in this regard. India is steadily emerging as one of the most preferred destinations among foreigners, particularly from sub-Saharan African countries in the recent years, in addition to other African countries such as Tanzania, Namibia, Congo, Nigeria and Uganda, only to name a few from African countries, Gulf countries such as Iran, Iraq, UAE and Oman, and SAARC nations such as Nepal, Afghanistan and Sri Lanka, and CIS countries. India's main competitors in the medical tourism are Singapore, Thailand and Malaysia. It is evident that North American and European tourists who travel to Asian countries for medical treatment today prefer Singapore, Thailand and Malaysia over India, and this issue needs to be addressed. Apart from improving the services of related industries such as travel services, hotels, food and beverage companies, credit card companies, there is an urgent need to enhance the quality of medical care by involving the highly qualified and experienced medical practitioners from across the globe. This is where the global diaspora doctors' role is of paramount importance. The Government of India, on its part, is playing a complementary role by easing the visa regulations for providing medical tourism. The e-visa, earlier applicable for only tourists, has been extended now. That means anybody who is going for medical treatment can also get e-visa these days. And also, such medical visa, we call M-visa, is given for long term based on merits. That means beyond 6 months, it can even extend 1 year and beyond. Now, 2 attendants can travel to India along with the patient on Med-X visa. Similarly, procedure for issuing visa has been liberalized for foreign nationals intending to visit India for commissioning surrogacy. In conclusion, I would like to say that Government of India should complement the efforts of healthcare diaspora entrepreneurship in making India a great nation by providing high quality, innovative, preventable, cost-effective healthcare not only to the millions of people living in India but also to the entire world. The GAPIO community should help India moving forward from being called as pharmacy to the world to the healthcare provider to the world. You know, the Government of India has been organizing Pravasiya Bharatiya Divas, Indian Diaspora Day, for the last 15 years and honoring distinguished members of the Indian diaspora every year. And I know there are some Pravasiya Bharatiya Samman awardees here, including Mr. Parekh. It may be heartening to know that doctors are the most honored group among the Pravasiya Bharatiya community who get Pravasiya Bharatiya Samman Award. During the last PPD, particularly in 2019, 4 doctors have been conferred with such prestigious award among 30 various categories, 30 various persons. This is simply the greatest recognition given by Government of India to the diaspora doctors. I wish the recognition gets more in the coming years with the active participation of GAPIO and Government of India in working together to complement each other. This comes to the end of my remarks in the conference. I wish the 9th Mid-Year GAPIO Conference a great success. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.